Hello 2022 AFSs. In this video, I am going to talk about travel, important reminders before you travel, day of travel information, and travel while on program. Let's start with a short video showing some 2021 students arriving in the US and being greeted by volunteers and host families at the airport. Okay, let's get started by going over a few important reminders before you begin your journey to the United States. The AFS office in your home country will provide you with guidance regarding required COVID-19 testing before you depart. It's important that you follow this guidance, especially regarding testing timelines. Please note, the AFS office in your home country will provide you with your airline and e-ticket information. Please ensure that you contact the airline regarding luggage requirements and restrictions. It's the responsibility of each AFS participant to follow airline luggage requirements and to pay for any additional expenses relating to overweight and additional luggage. Make sure you have copies of your passport and visa and other important documents. If possible, please keep an electronic copy of these documents in a place that is easily accessible to you. Pack these documents in your carry-on luggage. Do not pack these documents in your checked bags. Lastly, it's always a good idea to make an extra set of these documents and leave them behind with your parents. The AFS office in your home country will provide you with a name tag with the AFS-USA emergency contact phone number listed on the back of the name tag, as well as yellow AFS luggage tags. Please ensure that you fill out the luggage tags with the home address of your host family before you travel, as well as your phone number. If your bag is temporarily lost, the airline will use this information to contact you. It's a good idea to keep a physical copy of the important phone numbers in your carry-on bag. Cell phones can become lost or run out of juice while traveling, so it's a good idea to have important phone numbers accessible if you cannot access them on your cell phone. Before you travel, please ensure that you receive your travel itinerary from the AFS office in your home country. If your flight is not direct and you need to change planes, it's a good idea to be familiar with the layout of the transiting airport and to know how to get from the terminal gate you will be arriving at to the departing terminal and gate of your next flight. We advise that you download the transiting airport map before you depart. Lastly, make sure you have your health form addendum with you. Okay, you're almost ready to go. Here is some information about your travel to the US. Keep your important documents together in a folder or envelope, safe but accessible, in your hand luggage. This includes your passport, DS 2019 form, e-ticket if available, proof of vaccination, and your COVID test results and forms. As mentioned earlier, your name tag should be worn at all times, and your luggage tags should be attached to your checked and carry-on bags. Your cell phone should be fully charged, and your charging cord should be packed in your carry-on bag. We advise that you download WhatsApp. This is an international texting app that AFS and your local volunteers will be able to reach you on when you have Wi-Fi. Please make sure you share your WhatsApp phone number with your host family before you travel and ensure you have theirs. You may need to pay for Wi-Fi depending on the airline or airport, so please be prepared with a credit or debit card. Again, please ensure that you receive your travel itinerary from the AFS office in your home country. You may have more than one flight, for example, an international flight into the US, then a second flight within the US that brings you closer to your host community. We call this a domestic transit, where you will change planes within the airport. If you experience problems with travel, call the AFS emergency numbers and let us know. We will give you very specific information on what to do next. Do not call your host family to let them know of the problem until you have contacted AFS-USA and received next step instructions. After you contact AFS-USA, then you can contact your host family with the update. Please ensure that you make your host family aware that you have spoken with AFS-USA staff and that they are aware of your travel problem. Now we're going to talk about some additional travel guidelines to consider once you're here on program in the US. Some participants may want to travel to see more of the US. In some AFS communities and host families, participants have their opportunity to travel with their host family or school. However, it's important to remember that the AFS experience is built around immersion into the host family, school, and community. And additional travel is not a main focus of the AFS program. Some types of travel do not require special permission, and some types require permission from AFS in the form of a travel waiver. For example, an official school trip with school chaperones that complies with school guidelines and J-1 visa requirements would not require a waiver. Remember, when traveling, AFS compulsory events such as orientations and participant school attendance must not be interrupted. Requests for independent travel will only be reviewed after 5 months on program. This gives students enough time to become fully acclimated with their host family, school, and community. Unauthorized and participant travel away from the host family or host community is strictly prohibited. Requests for independent travel should be made to the local volunteers. They will review these requests and approve on a case-by-case basis. AFS-USA discourages visits from home country friends and family members, as they can often pose problems for a student's adjustment into the host culture and community. Requests for these types of visits are considered only towards the very end of a student's program. Always contact your liaison with any questions about travel while on program. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.